that in just a second. But first I want to show you the navigation in kind of full mode, and then I'll show you how you're going to see it the first week or until you successfully pass the orientation exam and whatnot. So here we go. Course content. You could use the sidebar menu for navigating around. I recommend doing that. Course content will be available here. That information, the required content down below will be hidden from you until you pass the orientation exam. But once you have with a 100% pass the orientation exam, then that will be opened up to you. Let's see. You've obviously probably already been here since you're watching this video, so let's just go here for fun. There'll probably be a little bit more content available. Let me go out of edit mode so you see it the way I'll see it. If you have not done so, click here to open up the syllabus, print it out, and just have it there as a reference. Required software, if you have not done this yet, please do. If you have any technical problems, as indicated in the syllabus, contact Distance Education. Right here is where all the orientation videos will be located, so view them as soon as you possibly can. Use the study guide provided, which will be right here. I haven't put it in here yet, but there will be a study guide available. Right before you get to the orientation videos. So use that as you're watching the video. Write down the information that helps you take notes for various responses. Right here is the orientation exam. So when you're ready to take the orientation exam, just click launch. You do need to open it up in Lockdown Browser, so make sure you're opening up Blackboard in Lockdown Browser so you have a good understanding of what and how to use Lockdown Browser. And again, if you have any problems with that, call Distance Education. Okay, so sorry, I got a text. Let's see. Okay, so once you're done, what's going to happen is required content will open up once you've passed the orientation exam. So let's just go there from here. You can click launch. If you want to come from the opening page, you have another place to navigate there. It will be available right here. So let's open that up, and let's go here. Unit 1. And what you'll see here, let's see if I can still see it in there. I can't see it in edit mode when edit mode is off. What you'll see, the class is geared to make sure that you're successful in this course, and the orientation exam ensures that. The thing that gets online students, well, gets any student, but especially an online student, since you don't have an instructor right there to clarify things immediately. The thing that gets students is that they assume they understand the expectations right off the bat, and they clearly don't. And I speak from experience. I've been an online student before, and misunderstanding or having false expectations is very challenging towards succeeding in any course, including this one. So that's what the orientation exam. As soon as that's available and you understand clearly the expectations in the course content, the required content will become available. And so what you're going to do is you're going to want to make sure you understand what the objectives are, and there'll always be at the beginning of, let me turn this down. At the beginning of a unit, there will be a list of objectives, which just lets you know that there will be specific assignments that you need to complete, quizzes, exams, essay exam, the unit exam, and discussion posts, whatever that is. And the one thing you want to note here is that if you don't earn a 69, if you earn a 69% or lower, that is, if you don't earn a C or above, the next unit will not open up, or the next units will not open up. So it's imperative that you proceed through the first unit, hitting the ground running, and knowing what the expectations are, and doing the best that you can. And if you don't, please don't hesitate to to post your questions in the appropriate discussion boards. So please do that as soon as you possibly can. If you don't earn a 70%, it's not that you can't move forward. It's just that you'll have to email me and explain what is happening, and then we can come up with some sort of solution, resolution, guidelines about how to proceed forward with the rest of the semester. But again, like I said at the beginning of the orientation, as long as you are sticking with the schedule and following the guidelines, you're going to do fine in this course. Most students that do stick with the schedule and stick to the guidelines at least pass the course, if not earn a B or an A in the course. And when I say most, I mean an overwhelming majority, 90% or more. So just keep that in mind. If you don't see Unit 2 when you're done with Unit 1, that is why. And email me immediately. And do email me. That would constitute a personal concern. So email me at robertkennedyhistoryteacher@gmail.com. Okay, I'm going to put it back into student view so you can see what exactly how it'll be once this content is made available to you. Okay, so once you do pass the orientation exam, this is what the interface will look like to you. Go to required content, go to Unit 1. This is the start here, so once you've passed the orientation exam, you can go to the objectives, and this is what will be explained to you. So just take note so you just have an idea of what to do week by week. The first place you want to go to is week 1. This is week 1. This gives you just an overview of what is expected. What's indicated there basically is the lecture assignments. Those are the only things that can be submitted late, and you can earn up to 50% credit on them. So you can submit those late, and the unit exams can be submitted late too, with a 10% penalty per day. But the lecture assignments, if you submit it late, you'll still get credit. It'll be at 50%. Still do it. 50% is still 50%. But if you do submit it on time, and you will have the opportunity to resubmit it to earn full credit. So let's say you submit it and it's not as good as you wanted it to be, you didn't have time, or there was just some things about it you didn't understand, so you needed some clarification on it, but you did submit it, you could resubmit it for more percentage credit. So if you earn a 60% on Learning Objective 1 lecture assignment, and you resubmit it and you ended up earning a 90, that 90 would become your new score, right? So that's basically what was being conveyed in the folder there. This gives you all the due dates for week 1, so just keep that in mind. This kind of just explains what's up ahead for this week. And when you're ready, you could either navigate here, click that, or you can go into the sidebar menu right there. So Learning Objective 1, when you're ready to do it, you need to, when you're ready to respond to this learning objective, which is to define the age of expansion and conquest and explain how, why, and when it developed, when you're ready to respond to that, you want to make sure you are in Lockdown Browser to do so. But before you do that, you want to make sure you have viewed the content and prepared. So use that learning that learning objective prompt as a way to guide you on taking notes when you're within the content. So I click that link, this blue link right here, and this content will open up promptly here. And it comes in 2 mediums. It comes with a video, and it comes with notes. And sometimes there will be supplemental lectures down here. You might want to check those out for further information. The students that usually earn A's are the ones that are citing information from the supplemental information as well as the required content when responding to the learning objective prompt. But yeah, what I would suggest doing is get yourself a notebook and handwrite this material out. That way you'll be more cognitive about what you're viewing and writing and considering here. So I would handwrite this out to find the age of expansion and conquest and explain how, why, and when it developed. And how I would proceed in this, if I were you, is I would print this out, text out. You can copy and paste it if you want, or you can just print it directly from your browser, or copy and paste it and put it into a Word document. And then click play here.
All right, greetings everybody.
And proceed to watch the video as you reread or read the material. Some of it is word for word, and there is some additional information in here that's not in here, and vice versa. When you're done considering the content, then you will have enough information to write a well-developed paragraph, 5 to 6 sentences, responding to this learning objective, this prompt here. Define the age of expansion, explain expansion and conquest, and explain how, why, and when it developed. Right? And that's how they all work. So learning objective 2 has a particular learning objective prompt. If it happens not to be there, it should be there. But if it happens not to be, it will always, always, always be within the link. If that happens not to be there, email me, something went wrong, and I will get it up there immediately. Okay, and so here's the prompt, here's the information. Note that there are 2 parts to this one. So this part right here discusses how the objective, finding a direct route to the orient of the age of expansion and conquest, was carried out through a 3-step process, and then give at least 1 example of each step and the phase of its development. That information you're going to want to get from 1 or more of these links right here to give an example of each of the processes, which is the geographical expansion, the political expansion, and the commercial expansion. Learning objective 3 works the same way, right? So same thing. You want to make sure you know what the learning objective is, so you know what to take notes on. So just understand that those are important, so you know exactly what you're responding to. When you're done with that, then there will be a discussion. And again, the due dates are always posted in the syllabus or at the beginning of the weekly unit. So if you missed that, it's right there. So discussion post is due 8:30, and the learning objectives are all due at the dates indicated here. So discussion 1, it's due 8:30. No late submissions will be accepted for any reason. So again, if you missed the first one or the second one, 2 or 3, even 4 throughout the semester isn't going to make or break you. Don't worry about it. If you're missing them consistently, though, yes, 10% of your grade is not something you want to just dismiss. So just try to keep things within perspective when it comes to these. You want to make sure that the prompt will always be posted in bold. So what important long-term consequences of Columbia's encounters in the Americas, right? So and this is just basically giving you some guidelines. Think about conquering and claiming lands, forced labor, Native Americans and Africans, and the impact of Africa, Europe, and the Americas, right? Just think about those things in your response. What you're doing here is citing specific evidence from the content. So I'm not asking for your opinion, although you can offer an analysis, and further consideration will be given towards your grade if you do offer an analysis, a thoughtful analysis, which is basically a informed opinion rather than just an opinion. But first and foremost, you want to cite specific evidence from the required content to respond to whatever discussion post is there. So just make sure you understand that aspect. And then you want to respond to one of your students' response as indicated. Sometimes there'll be a different direction, different guidelines for your response, but generally it's you're responding to one of your fellow students' posts, offering further elaboration on their evidence that they posted, or a different example similar to one posted by the student you choose, or maybe even a helpful correction. A polite and respectful correction if the example seems to be incomplete or inaccurate, to get full credit for your weekly post. Once you're done with that, you're going to take the quiz. Now, the thing you want to keep in mind about the quiz is a couple of things. 1, there are no makeups. 2, You want to make sure you're very much have taken notes completely and have everything printed out ready there for you as you take the quiz, so you're successful with it. You can take the quiz as many times as you need to within the time period that it's available. Incidentally, they're all available, all of the quizzes. They just have specific due dates. Once the due date happens, it'll be closed and there are no makeups. But you can take it as many times as you need to. Your average score will be recorded. So do take note about that. Your average score will be recorded, not your highest. There are a lot of questions that are fill in the blank. Keep that in mind. So spelling does count. So don't abbreviate. Make sure that your spelling reflects what's going on in the text. Don't make up your own terms, all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, spelling does count because it's graded automatically, and if you're abbreviating or you're misspelling a individual's name or a law's name, or not putting in a specific year where it's indicated to do so, it'll get marked wrong. Now, this right here is where Unit 1 sections. Right here, this is where, if you have any questions, you will click Launch. This is where you will want to post your questions, right? And you could put a subject, I don't understand the question for LO2, right? And then you could give some further specific information. You want to, I'm just putting that in the subject line, but generally speaking, you want to, you don't want to submit a vague question like that, mainly just because I want to be able to help you. So if you just don't understand the question, well, what specifically don't you understand? Is there a term in the question that you don't understand? Are you unclear about how the content is supposed to help you respond to that question? You want to be as specific as possible so I can help you as quickly as possible and not have to keep replying and trying to fish out specifically what is confusing you. But that's where you'll do that, and you'll just click Submit, and I will respond as quickly as I possibly can. Again, if 24 hours goes by, post again. There's something wrong. I should not be ignoring your questions, that's for sure. Okay, and that's how each week basically works. Let me go back. I will do the week 5, the unit wrap up in a separate video because I'm taking a little bit too long here. But overall, that's how everything works in this course as far as weeks go. And so do let me know if you have any questions. You could post them right in the week 1. This is week 1, so if you have any questions about the orientation exam and the questions and what I'm conveying to you in these videos, please post your questions right here. It'll be helpful to you, and it'll be helpful to your fellow students that are also viewing and going through the same thing that you're going through. All right, take care. I'll talk to you later.